Hello and welcome to CX Today. My name is Charlie, and today I'm here in London at the Call and Contact Center Expo. And I'm also delighted to be joined by Marcus Hickman of Davies and Hickman, a prominent research analyst across the CX space. Marcus, how are you doing today?
Very good, thanks, Charlie. I was just saying I've had a good trip here on the Elizabeth line.
Yeah, we bonded over that experience. So I think the first question to ask you, obviously, you're going to be giving a presentation on the main stage here. So what kind of things will you be speaking about today?
I'm going to talk today about the use of AI in customer experience and contact centers in particular. And I guess my starting point is that 55% of business executives across Europe think AI is an overly hyped technology.
Yeah, I was actually thinking when you said AI, I was thinking, it would be a great question to ask you. Is this becoming an overly hyped thing? Because all we hear from a lot of contact center vendors recently is AI. My question to you, is it hyped or not?
I think it has been hyped, but it has been around for some time. And I think, you can have lots of debates about what is true AI and what is machine learning and, et cetera. So you could spend a lot of time talking about it and everyone wants to jump on the bandwagon. But I remember in about 2018, we did some research where we sort of started to look at emerging technologies and AI. And we found that businesses were trying to experiment in using AI, and that experimentation has gone on today, and businesses are starting to see some real benefits from using AI.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Kind of around now, almost low-hanging fruit use cases are perhaps emerging where a few years ago they weren't. And it'll be interesting, I think, for me to next ask you which kind of sectors and functions are really now applying AI within their contact centers?
Well, that I think is a great question, mainly because in the past it was the IT directors, the IT managers who were the ones who were the most prolific advocates of AI. But in our most recent survey data for Odigo, where we've been tracking the use of AI in business and public sector organizations, what we found is it's actually the customer experience and customer service managers and directors who are now the biggest advocates of using AI within their organization. So that's quite a big shift in a year's time.
Yeah, I think that's quite an amazing shift, actually. And it would be interesting if I could just dig in a bit more to your research there. Which other were the key takeaways from your research that you conducted with Odigo?
Okay, well, there were 6 key takeaways from the research. So firstly, we spoke to 1,000 business executives across Europe. So these were people who, work in different functions and have a different view in terms of what is AI used for and not. But I mean, predominantly what we're seeing is people are using it for understanding their customers, which is an obvious thing to say, but there's so much that you can do in terms of understanding your customers, because if you can access the data and make it available to your data science team, to your analytics team, there's a lot that they can do in terms of putting together different databases to really understand their customers. So that's the first thing. Second thing is in terms of before the customer makes contact with the organization, really sort of understanding what it is they might be contacting you about, what's their customer history, what are their products, etc. What is it that the agent might have to deal with? And the third thing is when the agent or advisor is dealing with, the web chat, the call, the email, whatever it might be, supporting those agents in a way to help them answer the queries and deal with them as effectively as possible. And I think lastly, I'd talk about proactive service, which is something we've talked about for many years, understanding what the customer needs before they almost understand it themselves, before they contact you. And again, AI plays a great role there. We got chatbots. I can come on to that if you want, but those are the main findings.
Yeah, I think that's particularly interesting. And when you were talking there about customer intent and proactive customer experience especially, I think that links back very well to your earlier point, how these use cases are actually there now, whereas perhaps in the past they weren't. But I think that was great speaking to you, Marcus. I think that's all we have time for. But what I will do is put a link in the description for everybody that's watching this video to your latest research. So thank you again for joining us. And also thank you everybody for watching. Bye for now.